Good afternoon, everyone. If I can have your attention, please. Thank you. It's good to see all of you here. I'm glad some of you stayed around for this final commitment ceremony. So once again, I want to thank you all for being here on behalf of the Board of Directors and the staff of the U.S. Water Alliance. And I also like to just thank you, just for being here and participating. It's been a wonderful summit in 2018. So give yourselves a round of applause. I'd also like to thank one more time the Metropolitan Council, who's been superb in hosting us here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And so I'd like to have another little round of applause for the Metropolitan Council as well. Thank you. It's quite interesting that we had about 990 people here at this, or 890 people at this conference this year. We had 51 delegations. The delegations represented about 600 plus delegates to this conference. So it's quite huge, and it's getting larger and larger. But one of the things that we have with the delegates is they basically have gotten together, they've exchanged ideas, and they've had 10 working sessions of innovative ways that they can bring One Water back to their communities and sharing ideas for others to take back to their communities as well. So you're going to hear from them one by one as we kind of go forward about what are their commitments. And for that, I'm going to bring up Kip to bring them through. So, Kip.
Good afternoon. I'm Kip Peterson, the Director of Public Affairs for the U.S. Water Alliance. This is exciting. As Mr. Carlin mentioned, we have a record number of delegations here with us at this year's summit, 51, a record-breaking number. Delegations are at the heart of the One Water movement, and so I'm proud and privileged to be able to introduce them and anxious to hear from them today. So the first group, Native Leaders Delegation. American Rivers Delegation. Austin Delegation. Buffalo Delegation. And Camden Delegation. All right.
Oh, I'm supposed to step up there. Good morning. My name is Sharon Day, and I'm with the Indigenous Nations Delegation. And our commitment is our rivers, lakes, streams, and oceans are sacred. Water is life. We will work to ensure that acknowledging the spirit of the water is at the center of all deliberations regarding our water. Too often, Western science ignores the spirit and views the water as a commodity. At the next One Water Summit, we wish to be on the planning committee and the first invitees, as we are the caretakers of this continent. We will continue to raise awareness of the threats of our people face as we work to protect our Mother Earth, including CAFOs, mining, pipelines, the ag industry, and last but not least, white supremacy. It is this attitude of entitlement that allows the raping and pillaging of the earth and her people. Miigwech.
Thank you, Sharon. The American Rivers Delegation.
Hi, I'm Gary Belen, the Senior Director of American Rivers Clean Water Supply Program. The Clean Water Supply Program is committed to optimizing water management in municipalities for better river and community outcomes, because at the end of the day, rivers connect us. And for that, I'd like to say thank you to all our municipal and community partners that are here today. We couldn't do it without you. Last year, AR committed to launching our Community Water Project Initiative, a stakeholder convening program to help build One Water movements around the country, and I'm pleased to say we've launched this initiative and are successfully working in multiple cities across the country. This year, we are committing to launch an initiative in partnership with Corona Environmental Consulting and the Water Environment Federation that designs programs to increase private sector investment in stormwater infrastructure that benefits the public and the river and the environment. We look to launch this pilot this year with our partners in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So thank you, and get out on a river this summer.
Thank you. The Austin Delegation.
Hi, I'm Kevin Crittenden, Assistant Director for Austin Water, and I'm here with a great delegation from Austin area as well as our Hill Country cohorts. So, and really our commitment is to develop a strategic vision for water in Austin for the next 100 years. And more specifically, Austin Water is leading the development of Austin Water Forward, a 100-year integrated water resources plan for Austin, with the goal of ensuring a diversified, sustainable, and resilient water future. Water Forward seeks to create an adaptive solution to challenges posed by growth, drought, and future climate uncertainty. The plan continues our community's strong emphasis on water conservation, but also includes strategies to shift non-potable demands to be met by alternative non-potable supplies, harvesting, rainwater harvesting, water supply options, including groundwater, aquifer storage, and recovery. Austin Water is partnering with others in the city, including the city's Watershed Protection Department and our Water Forward Task Force, which is our Citizens Council appointed by our City Council, to evaluate and implement innovative, multi-beneficial strategies to secure our water future. This is not a plan that will sit on a shelf. It is actionable, and we plan to begin implementation as soon as we can get to our council for approval, and expect a lot of activity in the next coming months.
Thank you. Buffalo.
Thank you, Kip. He wouldn't let me hold the mic, so I'm going to just let it sit here. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Audrey McCoy, O.J. McCoy. I represent the Buffalo delegation. And the city of Buffalo is known as the city of good neighbors. And as part of our efforts of being the city of good neighbors, we are focused on our neighbors. And who is your neighbor, right? So we go back to the old adage of to whom much is given, much is required. And I am honored simply to be on the stage with all of these people here, but I'm also honored to be in our Buffalo delegation because we have assembled a team that is truly focused on being neighborly and providing the services that we need as neighbors. So as for 2018, the Buffalo City delegation is focused on advancing an affordable water future for our residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Camden.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karina Ralph, and I'm proud to represent the Camden delegation. Also a lifelong resident of Camden, so I'm especially proud to be here at this moment. And we are committed to the following, including eliminating flooding, increasing lead awareness, expanding water workforce programs, and building the framework for climate adaptation in Camden. And we've decided to take on an approach of leading with listening. And we began last month in engaging a lot of our key stakeholders in the community and the discussion on how we're going to achieve these particular goals. And so we brought together about 80 to 100 stakeholders, and they've been really excited about pushing forward with, in particular, workforce development, climate resilience, and then also, I'm so sorry, lead awareness.
Thank you. Thank you. How about a round of applause for this group? Okay, we've got Evidence for Action, Culture of Health, the Great Lakes Commission, Great Lakes Community Partners, Greenlands, Blue Rivers, and Hawaii. First one, Evidence for Action, Culture of Health.
Great, thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Erin Hagan. I'm the Deputy Director of Evidence for Action. We're a national grant-making program of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. With about $500 million a year in grant-making, RWJF is the largest U.S. philanthropy focused exclusively on health. We are committed to building a culture of health throughout the nation, enabling all in our diverse society to live healthy lives now and for generations to come. We are committed to recognizing the value of water and building a culture of health. That includes facilitating partnerships between the water and health sectors, understanding how access to clean, safe drinking water enables us to build a culture of health, and embracing the value of water and improving population health, well-being, and equity for our nation.
Thank you. The Great Lakes Commission.
Thank you. The Great Lakes Commission is a joint federal interstate compact of 8 states and 2 Canadian provinces formed in 1955 for the greatest lake watershed in the world, 18% of the world's fresh water, 4th largest economy, and 43 million people. we committed last year to take action on an integrated approach to our infrastructure management, surface water, groundwater, drinking water, wastewater, and green infrastructure. Our commitment this year is to follow that and implement one of the 17 recommendations of our action plan, which is to come up with an integrated water management, asset preservation, and protection strategy for all communities across the Great Lakes Basin. Thank you.
Thank you. The Great Lakes Community Partners.
Yes. I'm Mama Lila Cabell, and I'm a founding member of the People's Water Board, and I'm carrying on the work of the Rosa Parks. I walked with her for 33 years. The Great Lakes Community Partners are committed to deepening the relationship between the Great Lakes delegation. We have made a commitment to, well, we accomplished last year. We developed a mission statement and a vision statement that represented our collective work. And we're committed to addressing affordability, clean water, and protecting the Great Lakes from being privatized. We also are making a leadership initiative around intentional inclusion of Indigenous people because of their lived experience and their leadership in protecting Mother Earth. And we feel that because of the ecological devastation that's going on, that we will not survive if we don't take that leadership. So we're encouraging you to adopt our model of being inclusive of Indigenous people.
Thank you. Thank you. But Greenlands, Blue Rivers.
Blue water, yep. I'm Catherine DeLong with the Soil and Water Conservation Society, and I am representing Greenland's Blue Waters. With continuous living cover farming systems, agriculture can play a major role in addressing nitrate contamination in groundwater supplies. These farming systems use perennials to keep the land in production, offer wildlife and pollinator benefits, and can significantly reduce nitrate leaching relative to annual cropping systems. Source water projects offer exceptional opportunities to introduce and target continuous living cover crops to the landscape and to bring unique stakeholders, like all the people in this room, together to the table. The Greenland's Blue Water Delegation is committed to telling the story of current source water protection projects in Minnesota that are using perennials and to encourage additional projects in the upper Midwest. Over the next 2 years, we will host 2 educational outreach sessions in the region and aim to assist partners in implementing at least 2 new projects in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Thank you.
Thank you. Hawaii.
Aloha from the 50th state. I'm Tim Johns. Thank you. I'm Tim Johns. I'm representing the Hawaii delegation, which is at that table over there. It's always an honor to be in America. This year, the Hawaii delegation is still committed to the Freshwater Initiative, which is a statewide, long-term collaborative effort to increase water conservation, reuse, and recharge to develop stronger statewide water security for the state of Hawaii. This year, we focused on the reuse goal, which is to double the amount of water that is reused by 2030. This includes recycled water and reusing gray water and storm water. In 2018, we will research the barriers and solutions to scaling water reuse with the help of an outside water reuse contractor. In 2019, we hope to push policies through our legislature to increase water reuse, including funding for several demonstration projects. Mahalo.
Thank you. Have a round of applause for this group. Then joining me on the stage now, the great state of Iowa, Los Angeles Regional, Louisville, did I pronounce that right? Louisville. Milwaukee, multiple benefits of water investments. Iowa.
Oh, you.
I had one job, and it was to hold on to this.
You're doing an excellent job.
My name is Melissa Miller. I'm the Associate Director of the Iowa Water Center. We're the Water Resources Research Institute. You all have a Water Resources Research Institute in your state. We're in all 50 states and in 4 territories, so you should look yours up. I'm going to read what I wrote so I don't talk too long. Water connects us all. This core belief drives our work in Iowa. It's one we've seen in action over the last 5 years. We're celebrating the 5th year of our science-based nutrient reduction strategy, and we're ready to move into implementation. We've had pilot projects for several years, and we're ready to scale up. We want to see healthy watersheds. We're going to use we're going to use a recently developed conservation infrastructure action plan that brings public and private partners together because we want to scale up the work that we've been doing to connect each other. We brought 51 delegates this year, and we hope to, well, I guess you're going to cap us next year because there's too many people here, but there's never too many people at the conversation with water, so we're so happy to be here.
Thank you. But Los Angeles Regional.
Hi, my name is Lenise Morero. I'm representing the LA region. LA, woo! There's so many things happening in LA, hashtag LA 2028. We are not just preparing for the Olympics, but we're doing so much on the water realms. We just completed our One Water LA 2040 plan. Yay! So we are moving into implementation within the next year. We'll be implementing transformational policies that will help us better work together and streamline our process for partnering and collaborating. I'm proud to say also that as a city, we are partnering with the LA County on a regional stormwater funding measure that will go a long way towards funding green infrastructure, stormwater, and urban runoff capture. And lastly, on the recycled water realm, we already recycle about 80 million gallons per day. We are moving forward with projects that will take us a long way towards doubling that amount of recycled water that we produce. So in the process, we will continue to build partnerships and enrich our existing partnerships. And we will do this not just to better our water future, but also to create a healthier LA.
Thank you. Louisville.
Good afternoon. My name is Victoria Johnson. I am representing the Louisville delegation. Louisville MSD leads this delegation with our fearless leader, Executive Director, Tony Parrott, and we have been fully committed to workforce development. Very proud of some recent initiatives that we've rolled out around community benefits policy, and we also are preparing to release results from our disparity study in a couple of weeks. We are proud to be a partner with the U.S. Water Alliance and the Water Equity Task Force with 5 other cities, so really excited about putting a roadmap together about how we can actually implement workforce development in Louisville. And then I will read our full commitment. So, a popular 80s artist coined the term, "It takes 2 to make a thing go right. It takes 2 to make it out of sight." The Louisville delegation recognizes that it's going to take more than our resources, more than our manpower, and more than our voice to make things go right in our community. We need to ensure opportunities are extended across our service area for all, not just some. To make it out of sight, economic barriers must end. Small and local businesses not only need to survive, but thrive. And from the most educated among us to the least of these, everyone in our community deserves viable opportunities to provide for their families and re-enter society with a brand new start. So in fact, it doesn't take just 2, it takes all of us. Join the Louisville delegation in making things go right. Thank you.
Thank you. Milwaukee.
Hi, everybody. My name's Joe Fitzgerald. I represent the Milwaukee Water Commons, and today I'm honored to represent the Milwaukee delegation and to stand and speak for the city of Milwaukee itself. Milwaukee, Wisconsin is truly a city of water. Its origins are deeply rooted in the stories of its waterways that flow in and around it. Milwaukee is also a city with deeply rooted hypersegregation, a reality that was designed to divide and separate communities in our city. The very visible multidimensional impacts that result from a city that is experiencing hypersegregation have created tremendous barriers for our city, and in their wake, also one of its greatest opportunities. The advantage that we face in the city of Milwaukee is that there is no question that we must address these barriers as a city, and that moving forward addressing these barriers will have profound advantages for communities in Milwaukee and the city itself. Since segregation was intentionally structured into our community, we must be intentional about how we promote equity. Since water is and has always been central to our city, water equity must become a foundation for our city as well. One of the most advantageous ways to connect communities to water in our city is through living wage employment opportunities. That's why the Milwaukee delegation, the Milwaukee Water Equity Delegation, is committing to fostering equitable pathways to employment and building cultural competence in Milwaukee's water workforce. Thank you.
Thank you. The multiple benefits of water investment.
Hi, my name is Sarah Derringer, and I'm a senior researcher at the Pacific Institute. And the Pacific Institute, with many of our partners who form the Multiple Benefits Delegation, are embarking on an initiative to work collaboratively with stakeholders to develop an accessible, robust, and useful framework for consistently considering the multiple benefits of water investment strategies. Our delegation will work with our advisory group, municipalities, community groups, utilities, NGOs, and leading businesses to develop test cases to implement and improve the framework. We will develop and maintain an online toolbox to provide guidance and resources for developing effective multi-purpose and multi-benefit projects. And we invite you all to engage with us as we develop and test the framework. You can contact us on the website of pacinst.org.
Thank you. A round of applause for this group. Thank you. Now, some of you may have had a chance to stop by the water bar, which is right out here. A number of cities have been serving water that they brought in from across the country. I saw some pictures on Twitter of some cases of water that were put in styrofoam and duct taped and brought it here. So thank you for everyone who brought water. And I want to introduce our friend Shania, who brought us the water bar.
Thank you. Hi. So I was at the delegate mixer last night. I'm one of the delegates who's here with you all today. And someone asked me, who do you work for? And I had to think about that. And I said, I'm an artist. I work for the water and the people. And I realized that that is what we all have in common, right? That we all are here because we work for the water and for the people. So I'm really, really grateful to be here. I want to thank those utilities, Kansas City, the Iowa delegation, Philly, Tucson, our friends at the Met Council, and others who come and serve water with us here and also in other places. And I want to thank all of the artists who are here and the folks who worked so hard to make sure that artists were part of this conversation. So thank you for being here. You bring so much. And to Art Place and to the U.S. Water Alliance for forging new collaborations and for helping us spark those collaborations. So our artist delegations, we don't have a commitment to action yet, although we are taking action all the time. But so I've invited another artist delegate from the Minnesota delegation, Jayanti Kyle, and she's going to share a song with you. That she's made. She's a powerful voice for the water here in our community, and I'm really, really grateful to her for being here and that you all will get to hear this song. So thank you.
That's how the river flows. Not from the highest peak, but from the depths below, from where my spirit speaks. From the muddy shores, a subtle feeling grows that I've stood here before, right where the river flows. When I washed my muddy hair by the banks of the Ganges, I heard a whisper there from my mother. and my mother's mother, they were singing to me. And pedal after pedal, I will settle on her back as she drifts to the ocean into deepness turning black. I could wade in, I could let it wash me down, feel it cover me. I would never again be found. That's how the river flows, not from the highest peak, but from the depths below, from where my spirit speaks, from the muddy shores. A subtle feeling grows that I've stood here before, right where the river flows. I said I've known it, well I've known that river too. It made me shiver until I turned the color blue. And from the dusky ancient Nile, when I was only just a child, I heard it singing, and it said be free. Oh, but freedom, whereby the river found its chains, though I would travel, I cannot go back again. So from the shallows, I will whisper to the deep that I have known you, that you've been calling out to me. That's how the river flows, not from the highest peak, but from the depths below, from where my spirit speaks, from the muddy shores. A subtle feeling grows that I've stood here before, right where the river flows, from the mouths of the banks of the Mississippi River. I will shout and give thanks to the water that's a giver. And though by steam they might conquer, I still believe that you will never be taught by the shovel or be given a muzzle, for your mouth is a muscle. By your voice they do hustle. So speak south and let your voice flow out, and I will join you in song while we slowly do sing on. That's how the river flows, not from the highest peak, but from the depths below, from where our spirits speak, from the muddy shores. A subtle feeling grows that we've stood here before, right where the river flows. Ooh, 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 ooh. Give thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow. Round of applause for Gianthi. That was incredible. It's a tough act to follow, but we've got some great groups here. All right, joining me now, National Network on Water Quality Trading, National Recreation and Park Association, New Jersey, North Carolina, and North Minneapolis Environmental Justice Coordinating Council. So first up, National Network on Water Quality Trading.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Christiana Teig-Witherell from Willamette Partnership in Portland, Oregon. And first I want to say I'm really impressed with everybody's singing abilities. That was amazing. Thank you, guys. The National Network is working to improve the consistency, innovation, and integrity in water quality trading. We think it should be faster and easier to build good, defensible programs to give utilities credit for investing in their watershed. Over the last year, we've conducted research to understand what keeps utilities from pursuing trading programs. Based on our understanding of those barriers, we're proposing a comprehensive action agenda that will help get water quality trading off the sidelines and on the ground in more watersheds to provide clean water cost-effectively and with more benefits to communities and the environment. We were really excited to hear this morning Assistant Administrator Ross talking about trading because we're committing to implementing our action agenda, starting with working alongside EPA staff to draft a policy statement reflecting the current administration's position on water quality trading, helping to give regulatory assurance to states and utilities who want to pursue trading. And we're committing to sharing this work with all of you for the benefit of and to learn from other types of ag utility partnerships in this One Water community. Thank you.
Thank you. National Recreation and Park Association.
Hi, everyone. I hope you got a chance to get out and play in the parks while you're here in Minneapolis, some of the best parks in the country. We're thrilled to lead the first ever parks delegation to the One Water Summit and look forward to our commitments this year to revolve around grants, certifications, and convenings. First on grants, we're offering $2 million in grants for green infrastructure projects for parks in underserved communities. I encourage you all to visit www.nrpa.org/greeninfrastructure to look into doing that and hope to see a lot of great applications from the folks in this room. Second, we are partnering with the Water Environment Federation on offering the National Green Infrastructure Certification Program to park and recreation professionals so that our frontline staff can have access to the knowledge and the job opportunities for maintaining green infrastructure in parkland. And then finally, continuing from the conversations we've had here to host convenings with park leaders and water leaders throughout the year, culminating again with another parks delegation in full force in Austin, Texas. So thanks, and get out and have fun in your parks.
Thank you. The state of New Jersey.
Hi, my name is Natalie Augusto Filion. I'm Chief Sustainability Officer with the City of Newark, and I'm here representing 400-member strong Jersey Water Works, little swag. We are committed to transforming inadequate water infrastructure through sustainable, cost-effective solutions that provide clean water and waterways, healthier, safer neighborhoods, local jobs, flood and climate resilience, and economic growth. For 2018, we developed a plan that includes 4 primary goals that all of our very diverse cross-sector members share, which is to advance effective and financially sustainable systems, engage empowered stakeholders to deploy successful and beneficial green infrastructure systems, and to be really smart about our 21 combined sewer overflow plans. The New Jersey delegation commits to continue building and political will and public will for improved and accessible water infrastructure and management. When we go back, we've already got a phone call scheduled. We all had handouts here where we were taking notes about things we want to bring back home. So that's the Newark delegation, the New Jersey delegation.
Thank you. North Carolina.
Yes, hi, I'm Chris Dreps, not Sig Hutchison. I'm from the Ellerby Creek Watershed Association in Durham, North Carolina. Last year, our North Carolina Research Triangle Region delegation pledged to use a one-water approach in 2 of our largest water supply rivers, the Neuse and the Cape Fear basins, to resolve a nutrient pollution dilemma that we've been grappling with for decades. This year, the North Carolina delegation is 27 members strong, and we've grown. We're very happy about that with good leadership. And we commit to working collaboratively on One Water across jurisdictional, political, and organizational lines, and to support actionable advances as a region. The delegation will work to develop a conservation plan for the Upper Cape Fear River Basin with the new Jordan Lake One Water Association, and to bring One Water considerations to the emerging Triangle Area Water Partnership, to support the Wake County Water Partnership's One Water initiatives, to assist local governments in identifying and removing barriers to green infrastructure projects, so green stormwater infrastructure and other green infrastructure projects, and to collaborate with state officials to consider a legal process for alternative One Water approaches under our state nutrient management rules. Thank you.
Thank you. North Minneapolis Environmental Justice Coordinating Council.
Good day, everyone. Good evening. First, a thank out to Mark Mueller and to the folks for bringing us here today. If food is life, then water is life's blood. Thank you to all my newfound friends here at the One Water Summit. You are here in Minnesota, home to 10,000 lakes, yet many of our neighbors are cut off from the water, cut off from the river. Let's make a promise to evolve and uplift water sovereignty and commit ourselves to putting an end to environmental apartheid. At EJCC, we want to house that work in the Upper Harbor Terminal, a 50-acre site where we want to create an eco-village that includes an environmental impact center that is a lighthouse and a lightning rod for the world, discussing ecological matters that embrace equity and economic justice for all. Join us in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We're growing on the river. Grow awareness, grow vision, grow access, grow opportunity, grow equity, grow trust, grow collaboration, grow partnerships, grow support, grow infrastructure, grow produce, grow compost, grow experience, grow skills, grow jobs, grow entrepreneurs, grow wealth, grow health, grow peace. One water, one world, one love.
Thank you. A round of applause for this group. Thanks. And joining me on the stage, San Francisco Bay Area, Texas Hill Country, the Conservation Fund, and Tucson. San Francisco Bay Area.
Hello, One Water Summit attendees. How are you today? Good. I'm Delia Darby. I'm a communications manager for the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission, and we're thrilled to share with you our initiatives that are taking place this year. First of all, our One Water SF vision encourages staff to provide greater water and energy resource resiliency while contributing to the sustainability of San Francisco and the environment. Today, we are announcing 2 new initiatives. First, we are expanding our One Water SF fit-for-purpose water by pioneering new ways to collect, treat, manage water in San Francisco. And this enables us to enhance our non-potable water program and purified water program with new non-potable and potable water supplies. Our next initiative is the One Water SF Learning Lab, which is a resource recovery partnership between the SFPUC and the San Francisco Zoo. This public demonstration will grow animal feed on zoo property using biosolids and recycled water from our Oceanside treatment plant, manage green waste from the zoo, and also provide a perfect venue for eco-literacy for kids all over San Francisco. So we're really excited to announce these programs today. We'll be reporting out to you all next year, and we'll see you then.
Thank you. Texas Hill Country.
Thank you. I am Charlie Fladden from the Hill Country Alliance. Texas Hill Country is a 17-county, 11 million acre region which produces 9 crystal clear, cold, spring-fed rivers. These rivers emerge from aquifers that serve millions of residents, fish, and wildlife. Our eastern boundary along I-35 between San Antonio and Austin is home to some of the fastest growing cities and counties in the U.S. In the coming year, the Hill Country delegation pledges to leverage the good works of our eastern friends in San Antonio, New Braunfels, and Austin to produce a workshop that demonstrates the economic benefits of One Water management strategies to benefit our smaller scale utilities in order to protect our irreplaceable natural resources. And we'd like to join the Austin delegation in welcoming you all to the other end of the I-35 for next year's One Water Summit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Conservation Fund.
Hi, I'm Bill Holman. I'm North Carolina State Director for the Conservation Fund. We commit between now and we see you again in Austin to accelerating technical and financial assistance to cities across the country and advancing community engagement. We commit to providing $20 million in bridge financing to communities taking on green infrastructure and source water protection projects. We commit to providing $10 million to in funding actual green infrastructure projects in cities across the state. We commit to working with one community, volunteers, please apply, and working on a green resilience bond. And we commit to working in 6 communities to provide technical assistance on community engagement on green infrastructure. See you in Austin.
Thank you. Tucson.
Good afternoon. I'm Melody Lawyer representing the Tucson delegation. In 2017, the Tucson delegation committed to a plan to create a flowing stretch of the Santa Cruz River through the downtown corridor. This is a portion of the river that hasn't run perennially since before 1940 due to groundwater pumping. This we are calling the Santa Cruz River Heritage Project. The design is completed. We're in the middle of permitting. That is getting close to being completed. Vegetation monitoring is underway, and we hope to have our grand opening of this project on Memorial Day. Please join us for the grand opening. For this year's commitment, our commitment ranges in geographic scale from locally in the Tucson metropolitan area to statewide. Tucson Water locally is launching a long-range planning process for its surface area based on the One Water 2100. And Tucson delegates will continue watershed-scale planning efforts for the Santa Cruz River that equally values all water and explores riparian restoration opportunities. On a state level, several delegates, including the City of Tucson and the Town of Marana, are championing One Water policies. One effort is advocating for the Arizona Department of Water Resources to make a change in state law that equally values reclaimed water and surface water. This would support in-stream recharge in the Santa Cruz River and provide incentive to leave water in the rivers, yielding greater environmental benefit. Concurrently, the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality, on the advice of the Recycled Water Workshop of the Governor's Water Augmentation Council, has proposed policy changes to allow for direct potable reuse and to expand on-site water use. U.S. Water Alliance members will be back for the 2019 summit in Austin to report on progress toward this year's commitments. We will be bearing photos of water in the Santa Cruz River flowing through downtown Tucson. Please join us.
Thank you. A round of applause for this great group. And the final group joining me today, University of Minnesota, Urban Waters, and the Water Now Alliance. University of Minnesota.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Peterson. I'm the director of the Water Resources Center at the University of Minnesota, and currently I'm also the co-chair of the university's Water Council. Our Water Council was created not too long ago to help us do a better job of coordinating our water-related programs within the university, which address quite an array of, different array of water issues, and of course do so by bringing in knowledge from various fields of study. Our commitment to action is twofold. So first of all, we'll incorporate the One Water framework into a systematic inventory of water activities that we're now conducting at the university. And second, perhaps more importantly, we will rely on the shared concepts and common language of One Water to help us not only communicate more effectively what we're doing, but also seek out and engage and work with partners in the community for heightened mutual impact. Thank you.
Thank you. Urban Waters.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maria Brodeen, and I am honored to represent the Urban Waters Delegation, which is a combined effort between Groundwork USA, River Network, and the EPA-led Urban Waters Federal Partnership. Together, we provide a range of resources and services for a network of community-based organizations and partners working in cities, primarily in underserved and environmental justice neighborhoods. Our commitments have to do with improving and expanding upon what we already do. One is to expand outreach of our network by partnering with water utilities and local and state officials in cities and regions throughout the country. The second one is to develop and provide targeted support for community organizations who are working to build these same kinds of relationships. And number three is to continue our environmental justice work and take concrete steps to incorporate and apply the U.S. Water Alliance Pillars of Equity to the work we do. Thank you.
Thank you. Water Now Alliance.
Thank you. Water Now Alliance is a network of local water leaders who are working to expand their portfolios of sustainable water solutions. Distributed infrastructure, landscape changeouts, permeable pavements, water-efficient appliances, and more are a key element of advancing a one water and sustainable water solution nationwide. While distributed over many properties, distributed systems nevertheless serve many of the same functions as conventional water infrastructure. Water Now and its coalition partners commit this year to significantly raising the profile of distributed water infrastructure with water decision makers locally to invest in these options at large scale. We will do this by first launching a broad outreach and education campaign, second, by preparing a virtual toolkit to support utility leaders in taking this path, and third, by developing at least 3 demonstration projects before we see you next year. This initiative is based on our recent success in achieving new policy guidance from GASB. Unfortunately for all of you, I only have 60 seconds, so cannot explain all of that. But we do want to work with as many of you as possible in advancing large-scale investment in distributed infrastructure in communities nationwide. Thanks for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you. How about a big round of applause for this group and for all 51 delegations that joined us at One Water Summit 2018. Now here to close out One Water Summit 2018, the biggest and best One Water Summit yet, is our fearless leader and CEO, Radhika Fox.
Serious? No. It's like, wow. So for those... All right, so for those of you who don't know Kip Peterson, he joined us just a few months ago from KC Water. The last 2 years, he was part of the Kansas City delegation, and I just got to say, I'm so glad you're part of the team. Can we just first give a big round of applause to the U.S. Water Alliance team and to Ashley Stagg and her team I am so lucky to work with this group of folks. So as I was listening to all these amazing commitments to action, I realized we've been so busy getting ready for the conference and working with our delegations that we didn't actually make a commitment to action. So I'm going to do that on the fly. So together, or what is the Helen Keller quote? Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. That was really how I felt over these last 3 days with all of you. So I think our commitment from the U.S. Water Alliance is going to commit to all of you that we don't have this conference and then get all inspired and excited by each other and then go back, right to our lanes, to the big demands that we have back home. So I'm going to commit with the rest of the Alliance team, the board, to figure out how we keep this conversation going so that we're not coming back together again in September in Austin without staying connected. But I'm going to ask you all to commit to doing that with us, right? Because we have to all commit to, if I'm struggling on an issue, I'm going to call someone I met at the conference and look for a solution together. So again, there's nothing left to say except thank you. I'm from India, so when we say goodbye, I say namaste. The divine in me bows to the divine in you, because you are really, truly my One Water family. So safe travels home.